The guineas have started an aerial campaign against the other livestock. My first choice was floating trip lines with an explosive charge. After executing the use of the floating trip lines, I've now discovered that they can become very problematic to the health and longevity of the other livestock. I'm sorry to report that Wilbur is no longer with us, but he sure made some great bacon. So, I have to go with Plan Bravo. I'm deploying my direct action assault repression of threat device. Once I'm in range, as they swoop down like the kamikaze they are, boom, I hit them with these bad boys. The pointed tip makes for the perfect entry tool, and the fletching makes a devastating exit wound, almost like a .45 caliber bullet from a 1911. Today, I want to talk to you about war and an epidemic, both brought to you by the United States government and their thugs they call the Central Intelligence Agency. I like to call them the Chaos and Indoctrination Agency. And in 1980s, that's exactly what they did. One faction of government agents created chaos by becoming the biggest group of cocaine smugglers America has ever seen. Another faction spread disinformation while indoctrinating this nation's youth. The nation's youth is the nation's future, and no one knows that better than the government. Just say no? Just say, "D's nuts, Nancy. Your husband forgot that he sold weapons to the terrorists." What right do you have to tell anyone to stay away from drugs while your family was simultaneously spreading drugs across the country while locking people up and throwing away the key for having $20 worth of booger sugar in their pocket? Their goal was to break apart the American family and crush any chance these kids might have had for a better future. Guess what? They accomplished their goal. They imprisoned fathers for the rest of their lives while leaving mothers to raise and pay for these families all on their own. The kids ended up with zero structure and guidance because mama was working her ass off to keep the lights on. So the kids turned to the streets. Some of them stuck that glass dick in their mouth, and others provided the poison that goes in the pipe. Both sets ended up in prison or dead. Dead. But PP, I know people who got caught doing a key bump and some party powder, and they only spent a weekend in jail. They didn't go to prison forever. That's because it was cocaine, not crack. Let me break this down to you. While the government was bringing in metric tons of cocaine, they were also declaring a war on drugs, and we all know that when we're at war, things are overlooked. One of those things that was overlooked was the fact that they passed a law that says if your cocaine had been processed into crack, you lose your freedom forever. No one cared because no one knew what crack was or understood why you would ever dilute your coke. That problem was easily solved. Government enlisted the help of local drug dealers and musical recording artists to teach the world how to make crack. Then they said that if you want a gold chain and a Bentley, you need to start making and selling crack in your own neighborhood. Just listen to the lyrics by award-winning artist Percy Miller, better known by his stage name Master P. Make your way to the kitchen where the stove be. You get the baking soda, I got your D. Get the triple beam and measure your dope. Mix 1 gram of soda every 7 grams of coke and shake it up until it bubble up and get harder. Then set the tube in some ready-made cold water. Twist that bitch like a knot while it's still hot, and the water that shit while it can rise to the fucking top. Now, your cocaine powder is crack. That album sold over 10 million copies. And at the same time, Tipper Gore was hassling poor Dee Snider because he likes to wear his mama's stockings and sister's makeup. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The rest of the story involves someone that'll shock you. But that's for next week's transmission. I'll give you a hint as to who it is. He's a massive man who seemingly always wears all red and has a reputation for criminal activity. He likes to pass out sugar in the middle of the night. Till then, stay vigilant, stay prepared, and remember, no matter how fine Tipper Gore used to be, if she wants to listen to your records and chill, just say no. She'll just insist that you wrap it in cellophane and put a warning sticker on it before you get it anywhere near her. Panic Prepper 1, out. My voice coach said that I need to. Do, re, mi, la, to, la, su, opsu. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. Okay, I'm warm. Ooh, it's kind of sharp. I should be a rapper. Make your way to the kitchen where the stove be. You get the baking soda, I got your D. Get the triple beam and measure your dough. Mix 1 gram of soda every 7 grams of Coke. And shake it up until it bubble up, get harder. Then set the tube in some ready-made cold water. Twist that bitch like a knot while it's still hot. And the water that shit while it can rise to the fucking top. Now, the cocaine powder is crack.
Ghetto dope, make crack.